first things first, I gotta get an air freshener for this now that it's done. You get to see the mess that I have in this garage because it's kind of unreal. But hopefully this will be gone by the end of this week. I have somebody interested, they're coming to look at it, so hopefully they take it. But just to shimmy through the mess here, what smell do we want? Guess we could take fresh apple squash. These are by far the best. Whoa, that's exactly what I wanted. Just put this in, take this for a spin, and show you what it's all about. All right, trying something new here. I have a gimbal with me this time. Trying something new to see if this steady gimbal camera shot will be better for you. So here we have a 1999 Suzuki Jimny. I apologize for the background noise. The highway's directly behind me, but this one just got freshly detailed, so it's here today. Wanted to show it before it got dirty and before it just sits and waits somebody to pick it up. Just show you how well they did cleaning it up and whatnot, and what imperfections the car actually may have itself. So let's get this thing started. You've seen a Jimny before, so I won't go too much into details. There are a couple features on this one that are not on the blue one that you've seen in the channel before. But for starters, there's this imperfection here, which seems to be just like a paint chip on, well, that came off, but that seems to be just chipped, as well as right here. Around the nozzle sprayers, they normally have imperfections. As you can tell from this nozzle sprayer, it actually popped up, so I have to pop it back down. Probably have to pop the hood, see what's going on under there. Otherwise, pretty good condition. They were able to buff out the lights, so these are pretty clean. I wish you would have seen them at the port. When you do turn them on internally, these plastic lights will always have those little lines and swiggles, but they were able to make them look pretty nice, in my opinion. All they need are some both H4 LED lights there and some 194 LEDs. Does come with the K-plate, just like most vehicles. As long as I have it in stock, it'll come with it. Here we come over to the next imperfection, which looks like to be actually like a splatter of paint. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So that actually came off, which is awesome. But below it, it looks like there is a little bit of a chip there. Mirror, a little bit sun faded. Same thing with the cowl area. That's pretty normal for this age of a vehicle. If we keep going around, everything else looks pretty good. This fender was the one that was most noticeably. Let me see if the camera can pick it up. But just basically has a lot of lines. Has been buffed and waxed, but just the clear coat starts to crack, and sometimes it's not savable. In this case, that's what this is. Otherwise, everything's pretty good. The roof up here does seem to be a little bit faded. Had a roof rack at some point and somebody removed it for some reason, but it's not terrible. You can see some more sun fade there. Let's see. You can kind of see same thing on this door. Yeah, the camera picks it up. You can kind of see the millions of lines. I think with a really good color correction, this would come out, and then for some reason, when I was driving, it picked up a lot of just dust and crap. So fortunately, I wish they were always super clean, but they don't always stay clean. Obviously, when we drive them around, this is what tends to happen. The back bumper over here, you can see there's a little bit of scratches, which is pretty normal for a vehicle of this age. They normally, when they're loading luggage or stuff into the back, that normally tends to happen. Little scratch there. Nothing too crazy. I'll show you the interior in just a minute. Otherwise, pretty good shape. That's a pretty cool sticker. And then it looks like they probably sprayed something on the hinge. The hinge kind of looks weird. I've never seen the hinge like that before. Maybe the hinge just needs to be adjusted. But overall, the wet tire shine look looks pretty cool. What else can I show you? As far as imperfections go, that's just a little bit of wipe. Let's pop the gas cap. Let's see what's inside the gas cap area. It's pretty good. Looks good there. Let's pop the hood. And then after, oh yeah, if you don't know, Jimny's hood pops are right under here. Pop that thing open and then come over and we'll pop the hood. Trying to do this one-handed while holding the gimbal and camera tends to be kind of difficult sometimes. So this is a 660cc engine. I believe it's 64 horsepower from the factory. This one happens to be the K6A, so it's a chain driven engine, not a timing belt. So that's a plus, kind of a positive. Just wash of residue. It is turbocharged, which is really cool. So what I really love about these Jimnys is when they come turbocharged. This one has not been serviced. The blue one was serviced. This one was not. So this could probably use spark plugs and oil change and air filter. Depending on how long I hang on to this one, that'll determine whether or not I actually service it or do anything. Maybe like an oil change. Might be able to get it done for you, but let's fire it up so you can hear it. Sounds pretty nice. The only noticeable thing is there's the AC kicking on. I do hear kind of a slight rattle from the exhaust. I'm not sure. I have to crawl under there, but I can almost assure you it's one of these dumb heat shields on the Cat. It's kind of annoying when that happens, but you can kind of hear a slight rattle on it. Otherwise, sounds pretty good. AC kicks on. AC does seem to be working because the lights were, or the windows were a little foggy, and I was able to take the condensation away. They did shampoo these seats, which is awesome. So they're freshly washed seats and interior. And let me show you the interior. All right, so here's the interior. Actually, look. So it's got 94,918 kilometers, which I'll put what that equates in miles, but it looked like it was serviced at 93,880, which means they actually did the oil change. So this comes with fresh oil change, which is really nice. And you could see the somewhat service records that they had, starting from 79,000 miles to 81,000 miles, then to 93,000 miles, and then basically when I got it. Interior wise, it's actually pretty clean. Nothing crazy. I love this pattern that Suzuki did on these seats. The only noticeable thing is there's a tear here. They're all notorious for tearing there. Someone actually put some, looks to be like rubber hosing, because these bolsters always seem to fall out that way. This one's actually in good condition, so is this one. This one is as well, surprisingly. So somebody probably just mainly sat in here. I will say, believe this was a smoker's car, just because of a couple telltale signs. That burn mark there, and then if we look on the ceiling, it is a little hazied or yellowed out. The detailers did a pretty good job of cleaning it out, but you can kind of tell the difference between there. The most remarkable thing about this Jimny itself is the fact that it is a dual airbag Jimny. So you have an airbag there, very sensitive horn, holy cow. And then you have an airbag here. As you saw on my blue one, there's usually a compartment there, and I said they probably did these on certain models, and they did do this on that model. This one does come with fog lights. The fog light switch is located here. It does come with power mirrors, which is really cool in my opinion, because you can just adjust them from there. Notable things: has a tachometer, has a speedometer, has a temp gauge, and a gas gauge. We turn it on. Let's see. You have a check engine light, because in the 99 models, the ABS light, and then you have oil light, battery light, brake light, and then tells you airbag, and then also seat belts. There's probably other options here, maybe in the wide or something that they offered. This one does not have those options. AC works. AC functioned very nicely. It was actually, like I said, I was surprised that it was able to take the fogginess away from the windows. It's a little warmer now. I think it's like 55 degrees outside, which is kind of nuts, because we're really supposed to be in cold weather. Got the ashtray. This is really cool. It does come with a CD player and a cassette player. It's kind of like the dual combo. It's the first time I've ever seen a CD like this, but it's a lens cleaner, and I was like, what the heck is this? And it just cleans the lens, I guess. But there was a CD in there. I think it's multi-CD, if I'm not mistaken, because it keeps spitting this one back out, but I think it can hold more than one CD. You have your glove box area, and then it does come with a booklet, which seems to have Autobacks booklet, which is cool, but it'll tell you all the maintenance things, and they were maintenance members from Autobacks, which is cool. And yeah, these are all the service records that come with it. So rest assured that I guess it was serviced more often than I thought, which is really cool. You never really know until you get the vehicles whether or not it was serviced. It does have the service booklet, which is really cool. Or not the service booklet, but the booklets that come from the factory with Jimny. It does also have this, which is a breakaway tool, which I will leave as part of the sale. It was like hooked up under here, but on this side. That's pretty cool to be able to get one of these. I don't know how many people usually get those. I came with this cool Japanese thing that I don't know what it's for. It does have a spare key. So this is the key that normally has a locking feature on it. I believe it just needs a new battery, but half the time these never work for me anyway. So got that, got the regular key. It's just a Suzuki key. If you look down here, it just looks like that, which I like simple keys anyways. So throw all this back in there, show you the back if there's anything noticeable. I am trying this Hoham M7. Let me know if it makes a difference, if you guys like it or not. It does add a little bit of extra for me to do when making videos, but it's not the end of the world. Let's open up the back. Size of the back, as you know, for Jimny, they're not very big as far as trunk space. I'll have my backpack as a reference. 40-liter backpack. You can fit a 40-liter backpack with these seats comfortably stretched back. You could probably fit another one and then maybe one or two sideways. They do come with these. I've never figured out what this is for. Maybe one day I will. Seats again, go forward and back. You would pop these up. That's the furthest back, and it could still do it with the backpack there, which is really cool. Cup holders over there on this side, and then cup holders on this side, and a nice little storage cubby compartment. I haven't confirmed that there's speakers on these. There may be, and I just don't know it. But again, I'll show you the headliner, how it looks. It does come with a functioning light up front and up back. And then I guess the most noticeable thing from the back area that I did want to show was, this is where the jack area is. Lift this up. There was some surface rust here. We'll look under the car. I don't believe there's any rot underneath, but we'll take a look. We'll go under there. These are all pretty standard things where it gets condensation. Nobody ever cleans it up, and then they rust like that. So nothing that super worried me or anything like that. Nice little back area. Door's not super scratched up. Sometimes when people beat on them, these doors get scratched up. But this one in this case happens to be in pretty good condition. Let's go to the passenger side. Nothing to report. Door looks beautiful on this side. Beautiful armrest there. Again, the seat, you can kind of get an idea. It's just shampooed. Actually smells really good. As I said, I just put in one of these air fresheners, and look, it actually has a compartment here. Perfect for an air freshener, or for the Second Amendment rights, or for whatever you so desire. It does come with these aftermarket carpets. I don't like them, but that's what came with them. Sometimes we get lucky and we get stock factory ones. It does come with one of these, which let's see if it works. Oh, nice. A working flare, which we'll put where the flare belongs, but it looks like they didn't put it there because it doesn't work very well. Because normally it's a real flare, not a plastic flare like this one. So flare doesn't fit there. That's why I was in its compartment area here. It will come with that flare. I'll leave that flare in there for you. Let's see, roof again. And now let's look on the undercarriage. There you have the undercarriage, which in my opinion is pretty clean. I mean, it's dirty now, obviously, from driving in these wet roads, but for the most part, nothing to report, nothing crazy. Let me see if I can get a better shot of underneath where we saw that rust. So there's no rot there, which is very good, and it makes me happy about that. Wheel arches. Some rust on that, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy as far as rot goes on these panels here. Just surface rust on the frame, and that's pretty much it. Still learning how to use that gimbal, so this is free-handed. It's pretty good. Again, just surface rust, no rot. If you saw the blue Jimny, looks very similar. Nothing crazy here. Nothing crazy on the shock towers, or what would be the shock towers. under there, and there, and then the passenger side. Sorry for the glare, the sun's right there. Happy to report that that's good. Gotta figure out what that rattling is. It's really driving me nuts, but otherwise everything's good. It's kind of interesting. Those brake lines go through there. So this one is for sale. I'm asking $8,000 or best offer. Will come with a US title, currently being processed. All these cars that I got right before the holidays took a hit on it, so still don't have the paperwork for this one or the others that I might show, but soon they will be coming in. Soon I'll be able to get titles for them. So if you have any questions about this one, don't hesitate to reach out. It's pretty good condition. The only notable thing that I will say is steering's kind of acting up a little, and I'd rather you guys see it for yourself. It's kind of stiff. Well, that is all the way turned to the left, but it's a little on the harder side. I believe it is because of the steering box. And let me show you the steering box. So here we have the steering box. It doesn't have your standard power steering when normally you would see lines and there'd be a pulley for it. In this case, it just has, I believe, what they call an electric assist, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it might be leaking a little bit. I'm looking to see what it would take to either bleed this system or put a new system in place, but see what that would take. So I'm working with that. I'm seeing on the groups to see what people say. It does look, however, like it was leaking at one point, and you can kind of see the wet area. It looks worse in video than what it actually is, but it looks like it's been dry for a while. So hopefully it's a quick repair. Nothing crazy, nothing to report about that's insane. It does drive and it does track straight, which is nice. If you are concerned about that at all, you'll have to just come and test drive it for yourself, and you'll see steering's just a little stiffer than it normally would be. I think it is electric assist because you could see when it opened that up. So like right now, it's not bad. You could do it one finger, but it's a little on the difficult side. But when I started at the port, it did this weird thing. So again, I don't know what that issue is. Looking into that. There it goes, the CD. Cool. I think it's telling me that it's cleaning the CD. So other than that, it is for sale. $8,000 or best offer. Again, with US title, working on that US title. If you want to put a deposit now, if you want to take it now and wait for the title, that is a possibility. Just let me know. Hit me up on MendyImports.com. Or actually MendyImports on Instagram, MendyImports.com. You can find tickets for the giveaway that's still going on. I believe we're down to 45 slots now as I'm making this video. So don't forget to go over there and get yourself a slot. There is other JDM goodies like plates and flares, and then I think most of my other stuff sold out, so I'll have to replenish what I have. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you want to come take it for a spin, let me know. Until next time.